Hello and welcome to SFA All Access. I'm your host, Cameron Lejeune, and today we'll be talking about the SFA bashing team. So stay tuned, you don't want to fish this. Welcome to SFA All Access. Today we are going to be talking about the SFA bass fishing team. The team competes in all sorts of different tournaments, including the Bass Angler Sportsman Society, Fishing League Worldwide, and Boat US tournaments. Here to help us with our discussion today is Mr. Cal Cameron. So, Cal, thanks for being here.
Of course.
Tell me a little bit how you got into fishing.
So ever since a young age, I have been fishing off, the dock. My dad owned a ski boat, and I never wanted to go on the ski boat or go wakeboarding, go tubing. I just wanted to sit on the dock and catch fish. So that's where it kind of began. And then I ended up really getting into competitive fishing at a young age, like middle school. We had these little tournaments, and then into high school, I started the bass fishing team for Coppell High School, a little town in the Dallas area. So it was a lot of fun, got my friends together in on it, and we all came together and created this bass fishing team at Coppell High, and I was the president for 4 years, and then I decided to come here to Stephen F. Austin and take part in the bass fishing team here.
Nice. So I guess when did you know, when was there a time in your life whenever you were like, you know what, I want to competitively fish in college and I want to do that? What was that moment?
Probably junior year of high school, we had a really good year because the first year was freshman year. I was kind of getting into the just getting into the whole sport, and then sophomore year I got into it a little bit more. Then junior year is kind of like was our breakthrough year where we won Angler of the Year, and we had several other accomplishments in that year, and that's when I kind of thought that I wanted my career path to go that direction.
Okay. And so tell me more about SFA's bass fishing team and what you guys do, and then also how you guys ranked in the state of Texas compared to other fishing teams.
So in the bass fishing world, the Stephen F. Austin bass team is very, very popular. They've been around for a while, since the 80s. That's when it was started. There's been several guys that have come out of Stephen F. Austin bass fishing team and kind of generated a career off of that. One being Andrew Upshaw, another being Casey over there at Sixth Sense. So it's really cool to see these guys, have a future career, have a career after fishing on the Stephen F. Austin bass fishing team. We rank in the top five, like pretty much every year in Texas, and then nationally we're usually around the top 10. So it's a really, really popular team. A lot of fishermen in Texas look towards SFA, like this is what they want to do. They want to go to school here to fish and then get their degree, kind of thing. But yeah, it's a big deal, and a lot of people don't know that here at Stephen F.
Yeah, I didn't know that. So SFA is a pretty big fishing school then, sounds
Yes,
like.
for sure.
Well, you went to the college national championship, right? Well, tell me about that experience. How was that?
It was awesome. So they do a lot of media stuff, a lot of coverage at the national championship for college fishing, one being Bassmaster and then another one being Major League Fishing. And Major League Fishing hosted this past one, and it was at Fort Gibson Lake in Oklahoma. And so the whole process for a national level championship for colleges, there's usually 2 days in which all of the anglers fish. It's about a field of 200 or so, and they all fish together, and then the top 10, the finalists, go to the third day and have a fish off where there's just 10 boats on the lake opposed to 200 in the past 2 days. So they take the accumulated weight of the first day and the second day together, and then the top 10 weights of those accumulated weights will fish off on the third day. So We were sitting after the first day, I think it was in seventh place.
Mm.
And then the second day, first day was seventh place. Second day, we moved up to second. So we moved up 5 places there. And then we went into that final day hoping our pattern would, stay secure and we'd possibly, take it home. But unfortunately, it didn't hold and we only caught a couple keepers and we dropped from second to fourth. So we finished in fourth out of about 200 teams at the national championship. It was a lot of fun.
Wow, that's still really good. Four
Awesome.
out of 200. Well, did you have, I guess, while you were there, like a favorite moment or a funny moment with friends or anything, or some of the guys on the team?
For sure, it was a really crazy moment and lots of series of moments. But on the way up there, my buddy's boat was the boat we were going to be in, and he actually broke his motor, took off his lower
Wow.
unit. Thousands of dollars
Yeah.
in repairs, and we didn't know what we were gonna do. And my buddy Phil up in Tulsa, I knew he lived up there, and he let us borrow his boat for the tournament. So, going into it, we didn't have much practice, we didn't have much experience on the lake, and we were just thinking like of almost just heading home. So it was a crazy, crazy deal. We almost head home,
Wow.
and then I hit up Phil, and he let us borrow his boat, and it was a great finish out of that.
Wow, yeah, little did you guys know you guys had fourth place still to go. You guys
Yeah.
couldn't go home.
Little did we know.
Yeah. Well, stay with us. When we get back, we will be taking a closer look into the mind of a true fisherman. Welcome back to SFA All Access. Here we are with Mr. Cal Cameron talking about the SFA bass fishing team. So Cal, what was one of the biggest hurdles that you faced, I guess, on the fishing team this year, and how did you overcome that over the time?
So one of the biggest hurdles was and is being a bass fisherman. You got to manage your stuff, and you have to manage your boat and your tow vehicle. And there's many, many difficulties that come with those vehicles. Something always goes wrong on a boat. Always, in the middle of a tournament, you got to fix it. You got to figure out if you can fix it, if you have to take it to a place. But a time this year that was really bad is we got into a storm in the middle of a tournament coming back and flooded the boat all the way up, and we didn't know if we were going to make it back. It's a very, very scary moment, and it's taken several months to get my boat back from all the damages that the storm did. So
Wow.
it's very crazy. Yeah,
Wow.
big challenge.
Yeah. Well, do you see competitive bass fishing as in your future after college, whenever you graduate, want to do it maybe professional one day?
Definitely, yes, I see that as a possibility.
Awesome. My dad absolutely loves it and stuff, so he sees all of them on there. You'd be one of those big TP fishermen.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Well, do you currently have a sponsor, and if so, how did that come about? If you do have some or any.
So I have several sponsors. One being Joe's Bait and Tackle, and it's in the Louisville area. It's Lake Dallas, Texas, and the Dallas area. And then 4B Baits is the sponsor that combines with Joe's Bait and Tackle. If you go to Joe's Bait and Tackle, you can get 4B baits. They're awesome soft plastic baits for largemouth, smallmouth, spotted bass. Great, great stuff. Another one is EMJ Corporation. They build Bass Pro Shops, Cabela's, stuff like that. And then Swift Knot is a dock tying technology that I work with as well. And then Waterland Fishing, it's a sunglasses company. And I've just got in touch with these people over time, just through friends, family, and just through fishing experiences, stuff like that. And then also the Tank Depot, they make water septic tanks.
Oh, is so as I guess is getting a sponsor, is it long and tedious as people say? Is it a long process?
It definitely can be, going through a lot of like paperwork and stuff, but also it could be easy as we just want to work with you and you don't even sign paperwork and you just kind of like work with them as a good friend kind of thing.
Right.
So,
Well, I saw you had a viral TikTok And so one of my questions was, is how much influence on social media does that have to get sponsors or to, I guess, get your name out there since you want to fish competitively one day after college?
So when that TikTok went viral, that's when I picked up my biggest sponsor, the Tank Depot, that does the water septic tanks, water storing tanks, chemical tanks. Um, so in the fishing world, and just as we see any sports, anything that's going on right now is like it's super duper media based because everybody wants to see it, everybody wants to watch it, and that's just what people want to see is just Instagram, TikTok, blah blah blah. So having that TikTok come out and seeing the publicity that came off of it, that was definitely a big deal, and it kind of pointed me in a direction to make short clips, stuff like that. I'm not the best at making like super professional videos by any means, but making TikToks, making Instagram posts, stuff like that is definitely motivated me to do that.
Yeah, so a lot of, because I always see a lot of pro fishermen always have so many stickers and sponsors and stuff on the thing. So I'm assuming social media then plays a big part in it, since off that TikTok, you have one of your biggest ones. Then, well, I guess for some of the viewers and myself, do you have any tips you can give on fishing and stuff and things of some of your best tips, or where, I guess, on lakes where to go?
It definitely takes a lot of patience, and making the right adjustments is definitely key. And what I mean by like making the right adjustments would be like changing lures, changing baits, changing different weights, kind of like trial and error. Because in fishing, like you don't make the right guess all the time. Even more than 50% of the time, you don't make the right adjustment. But you keep having to like, it's kind of like a scientific like trial.
Yeah,
it's like
absolutely.
errors, and you finally get it right, and that's when it's like it clicks and you catch them a lot better than you were when you weren't. So
Right.
to not stay in your comfort zone, to get out of your comfort zone and try different things until it works, kind of deal.
Well, people always talk about fishing. Patience is such a big thing. Is it? Do you think patience is a really big thing to you? Is that when you're fishing?
I would say yes and no. I'm not a very patient person, but like in bass fishing, you're always moving very quickly. You're changing stuff. You're thinking. You're always on the go. Zooming the boat across the lake, going to another spot, making a 30-minute run down the lake, up the lake. So there's always something going on. So in the perspective of that, I'd say patience doesn't really play a factor. But when it comes down to, man, you just want to get that first bite or that third bite, and you're trying to catch your 5 bass. When it comes down to that, it does require patience out of you, because you just want it so bad and you want to do good so bad, but you have to calm down and regroup and be patient.
Right. What was the biggest fish you ever caught? What was the biggest one?
I think the biggest fish I've ever caught was like a 50-pound shark off of Galveston, I think it was, off of Galveston. And then my biggest bass was 1040.
Wow.
1040. So.
Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Of course.
It was great.
Of course.
I appreciate it. Thank you for watching SFA All Access. Make sure to tune in next time for another fun-filled episode.